we'll get the yeah, it's going to be streamed and it's going to make some noise. So just hold on while it pops up. Oh, maybe. Yeah, here it goes. We're redirected. I wanted to see what that's looking. We'll get with the all right. We'll get the yeah, it's going to be streamed and it's going to there we go. We're going. I can get off that. It's streaming. Our meeting is live on YouTube. Welcome everybody on YouTube. This is kind of cool. We got little messages that we can watch. You know, people can comment. Let's see what the more is down here, or mute all, invite. Nope. Okay. And then on Facebook right now, I'm going to do some personal message invitations. I don't know why I always forget to do that, but we got a good amount of people watching tonight. So that's cool. Our Everything Bourbon podcast. Let's just we're getting set up right here, folks. Oh, we already got five. We've got 5 comments already. Oh, Josh Charleston's watching. Thank you, Josh. The Wisconsin bourbon guy, the Wisco Bourbon loves us. We love the Wisco Bourbon group. What happens there in that group is pretty awesome. We got Andrew Clark. He sees Hardin's Creek. That Hardin's Creek I got there is the Jacob's Well, so that's kind of cool. Oh, Chris Thompson, surprise! There you go. Hey, Chris, good to see you watching.
What's up, CT?
Good to see who we got here tonight. I'm gonna now. Let's see what else. I'm gonna go back to the sharing aspect of this. Go back, share to Messenger, because then I can get up close and personal on Messenger. So we're just gonna see. If anybody wants to watch us tonight, Chris is already watching. We'll send it out to her, Daniela. We'll send it out to I just like to send out our podcast to a few people. I don't get a lot of times, they don't all watch, but you know, we send it out to Whiskey, get some good comments there, don't we usually?
Yeah.
But we got a lot of announcements
with Whiskey's comments.
I got Robbie Whitaker, just a lot of people. I like to just let them know that we're going live, and if they can chase. I believe Justin Pagnard's coming down to our meeting next week. We were talking about.
Yeah. They kind of missed it the last couple of years. I hadn't heard much from him.
Yeah, so you know, tonight I like to just Kate, Double O Kate. You know where she is tonight. She is in Disneyland. Talk about a great place to be, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's warm down there too.
So I like to just throw it out here. I've got a good amount of people that, you know, that can watch tonight. So anybody wants to watch, we're having a lot of fun. Martin Duffy, I hope he's watching and Jason's working probably. That's for sure. Just a lot of people that's part of the group. I'll send one out to Roxy too. I think she's going to be sleeping. Yeah, there we go. Lots of people. Everybody out there. All right. I think I got it. I'll send it out. All right. That's good. I think I'm good for right now. All right. So
one more, and that's to my page.
You're sharing to your page?
Yeah.
All right. So I got to get off of that. I got to then turn that up. It's good to have everybody on YouTube. Not the ringer, but I got to go back here. I'm ready to rock and roll on this. You know, it's so funny, but I got to turn it on.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to go for the podcast, right? We're ready to get started. All right, everybody. That kind of gives you the little bit of extra contact that me and Super Nash have. We got this fun podcast coming up. It's our Everything Bourbon. Both of us today have picked our Everything Bourbon, but what's going to happen right now is we are going to start recording the audio podcast. There's
Hello, Josh Charleston. We love Wisco Bourbon too.
Yep. So we are going to start recording right now. That's good that you said that. We'll mention it on the actual, but we'll hit the recording. We got to be quiet for 30 seconds while Alan Bishop of the Spirit of French Lift gives us something that I will strip in later for the YouTube and Facebook Live. It's just he basically goes through the different bourbons that the Spirit of French Lick and also their ryes. I believe tonight the Solomon Scott rye is available through the Spirit of French Lick all throughout stores in Kentucky and Indiana, but also at the distillery. So here we go.
What's up, Jason?
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild at a show of fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
All right. We are back for another exciting podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. It's a holiday edition somewhat. The holidays are upon us. We are looking at Thursday, December 8th. So excited. Tonight we have Super Nash. This is a live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and also recording for later YouTube and also recording the podcast. That's kind of cool. That was Kenny
from Old Americana Band.
I want to say
Luca Mariano Distillery.
Yeah, Kenny Fuller from Luca Old Americana Distillery. Kenny has done our theme song. If you like what you hear, check him out. You can check him out. He's all over Apple Music and Amazon Music and whatnot. But check out Kenny and the Old Americana Band, but also himself. Great musician. So we are the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Check it out for everything Scotchy Bourbon Boys. You can get one of these awesome Glencairns. You can also get Scotchy Bourbon Boy t-shirts and merchandise. Check that out. Check it out. And also remember to check us out on all of the podcast formats. When you listen, please subscribe, like, and also leave a comment, leave good feedback. That helps us. We're on pretty much every social media platform: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. I got that down. It actually, it was there, all 5 of them that we're on. We try to be a presence there, so you can check us out there. But tonight's podcast is pretty damn exciting because we got a lot of fun, action-filled stuff that's going on. We got Super Nash back. I think last time when I had the last Monday when the cock flock was on, the young guys, it went.
I missed that.
It's a little bit of a different dynamic having the two guys on. They kind of took over the podcast, but that's what I want them to do. I want to appeal to all of our audience. You know, we got us 2 old fuckers, Super Nash and myself, and then we also have we've got them, the young guys. So we're trying to what would you say? When you drink whiskey when you're young, you're in your early 20s, usually you're drinking whiskey to get fucked up. You know what I mean? You're not really into it. And what I'm trying to do with them is slow them down a little bit, and for that appreciation of what we do with bourbon and other different whiskeys, that relaxing, controlled, not type thing. I mean, there's definitely times whiskey can be a party. There's no doubt about it, but it's not supposed to be that all the time. So we've been covering that. So that's kind of cool. But tonight, honestly, it's pretty exciting. I'm gonna try and turn it down somehow before I get back on that.
No, don't take it down a notch. Let's take it up a notch.
No. I turn the volume down so I can actually oh my God. We would get on here. The bar went live too. So I turned it down so I can start to monitor the comments. Mike V said, oh, he said that, did you see earlier? That's really kind of cool. Last night, just to explain something, everybody, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys meeting is coming up this Friday, December 16th. Super Nash is coming up for it. Initially, it was going to be at my house. This is out for everybody listening that's thinking of coming or whatnot. We're going to meet here because there's a little bit of stuff I have to dish out, and you know what I mean? And just a little, kind of thing. But 7 o'clock at the Still House at Gervasi Vineyards, at the Still House, our Scotchy Bourbon Boy meeting is going to happen there. It got a little bit too big for just my house. We're going to go, but I went over there to get the room, going. And, so Jason just had to leave because he's distilling at the Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, Jason. That's for sure.
The Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Anyways, we were getting back to the meeting. One of the cool things about the meeting is now that it's there, I was there last night, and Mike Lefferton, he's my main bartender. He makes drinks. Well, we came up with a gingerbread lane drink, which is Gervasi rum barrel wine, a couple different things in there. It's really creamy, and then the edge is coated with
really what?
Creamy. I'm telling you, this drink was fantastic.
Okay.
And then you've got, it's going to be,
gave you that
rim is
creamy mouthfeel, right?
Cracked or blended up gingerbread cookies, iced gingerbread cookies on the rim of the glass. So this drink is going to be the special drink. Also, there'll be what they came up with was a bourbon gumdrop. That's another drink. And then the pours there are going to be pretty fantastic. Everybody coming in, Gervasi is a distillery. So I'm going to see if I could get a little extra on the thing. Maybe we can get to see a little bit of a tour of the distillery before the meeting, but I'm just going to see what I can do. I'm going to throw it out to Shay and whatnot and see what's going on there. Really kind of a cool thing. But that brings us to tonight. There's two things that are happening tonight on the podcast. I had talked about this earlier when we were just live, but when whatnot. But Super Nash knows what's happening. One, why don't you talk about what an everything bourbon is to you?
To me, an everything bourbon is a bourbon that you can use in mixed drinks. You can drink it neat. You could even put it in coffee if you wanted to, and every distillery has what the heck?
That better not have been a booger.
No, it was cat hair. Like I coughed up a hairball.
It's like,
that's what it was. So anyway.
Yeah, sure. It was a cat hair. It might have had something with the same name, but not a cat.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Scotchy, Scotch. So back to what I was saying. I think it's a bourbon, like I say, it's just an all-around go-to bourbon. It's not really expensive. It's not allocated, easily to be found. And like I say, it just pairs well with no matter what drink you want to mix up with it. And if you just want to drink it neat, it goes real good too. So to me, that's an everything bourbon.
Yeah, I think an everything bourbon. Now, the other thing that an everything bourbon should have, it's got to have some proof to be able to be that mixer, but it's got to be something that you drink, you could taste it, and then also the price point has to be there because you're using it for so many different things. It's going to be and then availability, somewhat of an availability has to be there also. Now,
that's another reason why I chose the one that I chose.
Oh, I've got a couple. So I'm going to lead into the first, like I've got a couple. And the reason why I've got a couple is one tonight, one of the whiskeys we're going to be tasting is a Middle West that I had sent to Super Nash so we could do this, but it's Middle West Oloroso cask finished wheat whiskey. At cask strength. Now this at cask strength, if you've got, done anything as far as paying attention to Josh Charleston says Elijah Craig small batch. That is one of them that I agree is one that's a great one to be on someone's bar. But getting back to this cask strength, I have a couple reels on the Jeffrey Mueller page where I was with Ryan.
Chris says, "Oh shit, the Middle West is fire."
Yeah, I was with Ryan Lang in his warehouse. You could check out the YouTube on when I went down there for Middle West, and we ran around the warehouse. You can check out the shorts on it, but we basically thieved an Oloroso cask wheat whiskey straight from the barrel, and I got to taste that right out of the barrel. And like I even say to him, right out of the barrel is always something special. It just seems different when it's bottled. This is delicious in the bottle, but at the same time, he said there's certain things when you do that non-chill cold filter that takes out some of the viscosity of the fats that are in there, that when it would chill, it would turn cloudy. And he says that's taking out some of the flavor. So he said I was absolutely correct on that, but we've got that. But in honor of that, I have this Middle West Miquelon Reserve, which is Middle West's main brand. This is their bourbon, Miquelon Reserve. And Miquelon Reserve also comes in cask strength. And this is one that I honestly can tell you is a great mixer. This is one, but it's the local mixer.
I don't see my sample for that one.
But
did I miss it somewhere?
You don't have a sample for that one.
What the fuck?
I don't have a sample of your mixers. You got mixers there. I don't got samples of those. So, that's that's why I was going first. I went first.
This Miquelon, you look in your samples, you've got samples of this right here. And matter of fact, probably samples that come out of this bottle right here.
No, not in my samples. I think you sent me up a whole bottle, you bastard. You probably bought two and sent it up, I'm not.
That's what I said. It looks kind of like that bottle right there.
So the cask strength on this, but this is something that can mix. This is something you could drink straight. You could put water. You could pour this. This is a great bourbon. As their standard. It's available on a consistent basis, and it's something that I highly recommend. And this one is one of my two. This one's the least standard because of the fact that it's a local. I love to support local distilleries, but at the same time, Middle West they're playing in the big boys games these days. So cheers to that. I'm gonna kick that one back, and then you can hit into what your first one.
You were talking about them playing in the big boys game. Now, if you're a craft distiller and you're not in the big boys game, then you're going to get left behind. Is all I got to say about that. Well, now you got me kind of rethinking what I chose, but I'm going to stick with it because
well, I even got my surprise one, which you don't see it there. It's hiding back here. I'm gonna pull it out and it's gonna be like scotchy.
I'm gonna go scotchy Scotch.
I'm going full out muscles.
I hear you. I chose Old Forester Statesman.
Boom! I
Boom.
think I agree with I agree that is a delicious. It's the proof is right there.
It's 95 proof. Like I say, just a little bit under 100. And the thing about Old Forester Statesman is it was originally released as a tie-in with the 2017 movie Kingsman: The Gold Circle. All right.
Yeah.
Where a lot of times many tie-ins are often a limited time offering, but Old Forester chose to keep the Statesman on as a permanent line expression. And it has no age statement on the bourbon, but at the time of its initial release, it was said that it contained bourbon under 5 years old. And according to Old Forester's website, Statesman is a blend of hand-selected casks from the warmest places in their warehouse. This bourbon, to me, at 95 proof, has got so much flavor, taste, and aromas off of it for being just an original line bourbon. It's easily, readily available I've seen it almost every liquor store shelf that you can find. But to me, this bourbon right here, it goes good neat. Chunk of Cuba ice in there if you want, on a hot summer day or cold winter night. It also, with all the different cocktails out there that use bourbon and whiskey, this to me has got so much flavor that adds to any drink that you want to mix up with it, whether juices or flavors, whatever you want to put with it. And so that's why I kind of chose the Statesman as my everything bourbon.
Well, I even agree a little bit further where I really Josh Charleston was saying he thinks Old Forester doesn't make a bad product, which there's been for me the 1897, the 1910, the 1920, they're not my favorite, just for me, but the Old Forester 100, it's bomb. But what you got with the Statesman there, Super Nash, which you really fucking nailed it with this, is that's the coolest fucking bottle to drink there is after watching the Kingsman. Yeah. You watch the Kingsman knowing that is coordinated with the Kingsman, and the Kingsman's really kind of cool because you're talking about the British people and their whiskey and what's on their shelves. And Old Forester actually made a bourbon that marketing campaign with that movie. Market. So that movie, in my opinion, is cool as shit. I love it. I love both of them. And I watch them. I'm waiting for the next one. But the fact that it lines up and then it tastes as good as it does because it does what it and it is exactly what you said. Now, on the price point, I believe it's like $54, $54.99. So it's not out of the realm. But it's cool and whatever. And if you're willing to pour that in mixers, it does the brand proud. So I agree with what you're saying there, just on the coolness. Now,
great nose on it. There's cherry, brown sugar.
So
vanilla.
Here it comes. You're all going to freak the fuck out because
a little seasoned oak.
I nail it here because here it comes.
Bam! The
Wise Men. Now, this is Kentucky Owl right here.
Yeah.
This is their first product after Dixon Deadman left. After Dixon Deadman left, they were making their Kentucky Owl.
Oh, wow.
It's 124, 120, 129.99, $200, $300 a bottle for their batches. And then they come out with this, the Wise Man. The Wise Man is $39.99. So here's where the price point for me is right there. This is not at all Kentucky Owl confiscated. It's not Kentucky Owl batch whatever, but what this is this is an everyday bourbon at 90 freaking proof. So you got 95 on Statesman, 90, but the price here is everybody pour all day. I mean, you can have a bottle, you could have a party. What?
39, the price point on that Wise.
Yeah, $39.99.
Yeah,
and I picked that up, and then just so you know, earlier I picked that up, I believe in February or March in Kentucky. I couldn't see it. I couldn't believe it was there. I just picked it up. I got it. Oh my God, the Wise Man. And I put it on thinking that it wasn't going to be on. It's not on the level of complexity, but holy shit, that is caramely. It is creamy. It has that. It is slick. It has a nice
slick.
Yeah, it's slick. It slides across your tongue. It's got a body on it. It's 90 proof. This will mix. This can go by the pool on a hot summer day because it's refreshing. This can go. You can drink this by the fire. This is the Wise Man. I agree. This is the Wise Man's bourbon.
It's the Wise Man, and it's slick, and it slides across your tongue. I'm just trying to recap what you just got through telling me.
That's right up there with buttery and whatever. Anyway,
only thing you left out is creamy mouthfeel.
I think I had that to start off. Anyways, it's delicious. It's what an everything bourbon should be. So these are, everybody, that listens or watches. What's your what is your what is something that you want to have on your bar, something affordable you can keep. It's there, you can find it. It's all those things. It became what?
Another good thing about the Wise Men and the Statesman here. These are two good bourbons that you can have on your bar. And when you've got, those so-called bourbon drinking friends that come in or somebody that you don't too much like, and you can share them a pour of this instead of breaking out your allocated stuff and still not feel bad about it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think they're right up there with anything you're putting out. Yeah. As far as allocated, I enjoy them. Actually, if I could share it with them, but I probably wouldn't. There's a lot of ones that I know that are just off to the side that I'll just dump their way.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that Statesman, that 1 year that you sent me up that anniversary blend, the 150 anniversary, there was those 3 different batches, and we did the 1910, 1920, 2 different anniversaries, the Old Forester 100, and then the single barrel. And honestly, the one anniversary won, but the Old Forester 100 was in second place. The 1910 was in third, 20 was in fourth, the single barrel was in fifth, and the anniversary blend was in sixth. And quite frankly, the 2 that stood out were the anniversary and that Old Forester 100, and that Old Forester 100 is right there with the Statesman. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the Old Forester 100 will get you there for $20, and it still's got that banana. So that in my, I was thinking that would be one of that was in my everyday everything bourbon. The other one was that I considered was Bottled in Bond Evan Williams. That's a pretty damn good.
I don't get any bananas off of this, but man, this is so sweet and fruity. There's lots of cherry, a little bit of cocoa on the finish. You'd love this. I know you do.
I do. I agree.
You
So
do.
that's what an everything bourbon is. All right. So that brings us to our next thing. We have the Middle West Oloroso cast finish. This, when I first went down to Middle West for a long time, this year, Middle West is, in my opinion, for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, it's right up there with Whiskey Thief Distillery and Middle West. They both, I think, are hitting it out of the park as far as what they got. Now, have you sampled that yet?
No.
What?
Nope.
This is your first time. I'm excited. This is it. This is Middle West Oloroso finished wheat whiskey. It is 5 years old. This is directly out. I mean, just if you get a chance, once again, check out the shorts that we did when we were thieving from this barrel. This is using my awesome.
On the nose, it's like fresh baked wheat bread.
Yeah,
warm right out of the oven.
This is something that is special, and it's up there, and it's. But you could see what I was thieving it out of the barrel with. My favorite tool here. I mean, the whiskey thief, it's just like on guard. Yep. So anyways, I love this piece of equipment. If you ever get a chance, order one from the Vendome Copper Company. I just made me one for my little 5-gallon barrels that I been aging. Was it a straw from Chuck E. Cheese?
No. It was when we first tasted it last spring.
Oh yeah, it was. It sure as hell was.
I just brought that barrel down last weekend from out of the top of the garage, because now the cold weather's hit here. So I brought it inside. So I got it like right over a heater vent. But I did make me a miniature whiskey thief that fits into that barrel.
That's excellent, because the next time I come down, I expect nothing but.
Oh my gosh, I'll be putting my copper thief right in that bunghole.
Chris Thompson asked if I disinfected the thief before I put it in the barrel, and Chris,
yeah,
I gave it a really good spit shine.
But yeah,
oh my God, the nose on this.
I thieved me a small amount, about that much out of it, and tried it. It's still got a few more months to go.
Yeah, you're hitting the winter months, so it's not going to go as quick, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I said. I brought it inside the house here, and it's sitting over a heater vent in there in my whiskey room. So it'll still continue to age and mature in the barrel during the winter. Awesome. And then when it starts to warm back up in the spring, I'll put it back out there in the top of the attic of the garage, where it really gets some high temperatures. And I think I've lost probably about maybe 2 to 3 375 milliliter bottles through Angel Share. I mean, it when I pulled it down, it really looks cool. Like I say, you know how that oily film gets on the outside of the barrels where it's seeping through?
Yep.
It's got several marks all over the barrel like that, just like that. So it's, yeah.
Excellent.
Can't wait for it to be ready.
Yeah, maybe you can bring up a sample when you come up next week.
Here's
like, that thief, you motherfucker. Steal from that barrel.
Greg Snyder we'll be testing it out all the way from 6 months, 2 years until it's ready.
It's ready. It's ready. I say it's ready. Anyways. All right. So this Oloroso wheat whiskey is I'm telling you, this is a delight. It's cast strength. It's like how they do it, everything, being in their warehouse to see it, to actually sample it. I love I believe 2023 is going to be the year of wheat whiskey, because that is and to say what wheat whiskey is, the mash bill is more than 51% wheat. And a lot of times this is 51%, and then a lot of like 40% corn and a little bit rye or whatever they can do. But as long as you got that 51%, it's wheat whiskey. But I'm telling you, I think this is 95% wheat. If I'm not, well, we could. I'm sure it's the mash bill's on. Yeah, you got your glasses on already, so I don't need to put my glasses on. I got them right here if you want me to. But it comes in a tube.
Middle West Oloroso wheat whiskey is aged for several years in lightly toasted American white oak barrels, where it develops hints of vanilla, nutmeg, and cinnamon. Then transferred to sun-drenched Oloroso sherry cask, where it acquires rich notes of black cherry, dark chocolate, and raisins. When you raise a glass with friends, let them know it's proudly from the Middle West.
I mean, seriously, that's all there. And then it finishes beautifully with this vanilla.
And it's okay. Down here it says distilled from soft red winter wheat and barley. Wow.
Yep. It's a delicious
121 proof.
Yeah, this baby plays in the game. But for 121 proof, it doesn't have that peppery taste. It's got such a nice Oloroso is a type of sherry, but it's basically a higher end sherry, and these casks make it a little, I'm going to say it again, fucker. It's more creamy. There's a creamy aspect to it. Just go fuck yourself. Anyways, yeah. So there's a creamy aspect.
Creamy mouthfeel.
Yeah. Whiskey knows all about those creamy mouthfeels.
It's soft and buttery.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely want to check Middle West spirits out.
Oh, going down there that day, it was unlike any. It was an awesome freaking day. Just a delicious whiskey. It has like I said, they're playing with the big boys with this.
Yeah, man, that's just wonderful.
And
so many different flavors.
Yep. And that 120, even though, usually wheat is a little bit less harsh, less peppery. This definitely has a bite to it. It's not a peppery bite.
Usually wheat softens it.
Right. Goddamn, don't say smooth. That's for you, the bish.
Yeah.
We won't go there.
We definitely ain't going there. Oh, whiskey's in the house.
Oh yeah, and he's in the house, that's for sure. He's going for it tonight. I can just he has to type it.
CT says he wish he had some right now.
Yeah, it's some damn good stuff. And CT lives there. I'm gonna try sometime Chris to meet up with you this weekend. Maybe we can meet like halfway. But Saturday morning, as everybody knows, one of the cool things about being here in Ohio is what I've been hearing, Super Nash, is that 2022.
Hey, I would just want to stop you right there. Whatever you've been hearing is not true.
It's 100% true.
No, it's not true.
What I've been hearing is the state of Ohio in 2022 is going to take the number one position in the country as the number one bourbon market in the country.
Wow. And that's got to be a whole lot of thanks to our friend Ann Demick.
Yeah. And John, Jim.
Yeah.
And her boss.
Spit it out.
I'm not, you just like completely, I know all their names, but I have no confidence.
Sure you do.
No, I do know. It's just like but they have Ann and the team of Ohio Liquor has seriously upped their game to the point where it used to be when I first moved here 18 years ago, because it's a control state, you're paying more in taxes, stuff was more expensive and everything. It was like a negative thing. But since Jim has taken over, he has changed the landscape here and basically turned Ohio into a whiskey haven. I mean, it's unbelievable what the single barrels we're going to pull off on Saturday. It's on the website, but they will have single barrels. They have over 100 single barrel selects. They're releasing between 200 liquor stores across the state of Ohio. And you're talking Jefferson's, you're talking Old Elk. My Old Elk pick. I'm going to be trying to pick up that Armagnac finished Old Elk, but we are talking throughout the whole thing that the amount of barrel picks the state of Ohio is distributing in our state and the availability is insane. Their deal that they have with Maker's Mark is insane. Nobody gets Maker's Mark. What they're doing, how much Weller we got here in the state of Ohio was insane. I mean, it's just crazy what they've done. And their lottery, they do bottle lotteries. We just finished up the bottle lottery but we're going to go right into the Pappy bottle lottery. Everybody has a chance. It's a fair system. But then how they distribute throughout the week in all the different places and everything, everybody's getting something. And it's just a crazy, I just have to do a shout out to OHLQ. They've turned themselves into a negative from a negative standpoint, even from the distilleries, to a very positive bourbon experience that is unlike anywhere else in the country.
Yeah.
And by the way, when you come up here, your presents are I was able to, because of the state of Ohio, pick up a couple presents for you. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Whoop, whoop.
Stuff you can't. I mean, just those barrel picks, and then just to be honored to be on those barrel picks. Yeah. Yes, and then just as far as news, just to be on those barrel picks, we'll talk about it, Josh. He was talking about how Buffalo Trace has all of a sudden changed the way they go about doing the barrel picks, how they put you in a lottery type situation where every time you request, you get points, and eventually you get a barrel pick 10 years from now because you acquire so many points throughout the years.
I'm on that. And I have been submitting my application for the barrel pick for Buffalo Trace. So,
and what are you going to do with it?
Drink it.
No. The whole fucking barrel?
No. Hopefully we'll get an E.H. Taylor single barrel pick for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. That's what I'm going for.
Is there even one? Yeah. So I find what's happening in bourbon, and what we're going to see, Josh, is 100% the what's coming is the increase of production is going to start to fill our shelves. Last year in Ohio, we were a test market for 107 and Special Reserve, but they were testing that market to see what the market was like and what the ceiling was based off of. But we are now getting into a 6-7 year cycle, which is the normal, really good aged bourbons that are being released at 6-7 years. And you're talking 2015. Production started increasing in 2012. It wasn't increasing at a point that was meeting demand of now, but 2015, 16, 17, they started to increase the production at a point where the demand of now can start to somewhat be met. And that's, in my opinion, what's going on. But you're looking at really good bourbon getting distributed. Lately, I've been noticing a lot of stuff on the shelves. I see what you got there. I've been noticing a lot of stuff on the shelves that you didn't see on the shelves even 6 months ago. Buzzard's Roost, you're seeing Widow Jane. All this stuff was kind of allocated, and now the supply and demand has made it so that it's out there. I keep trying to explain to people in lines that there's, what you're waiting here for. You're waiting here for 107, or you're waiting for a different type bourbon that you think is really good. Well, there's just as many good ones on the shelf now that weren't there 6 months ago. So that's what we're looking at there. But all right. So what did you think of that Oloroso? You're having the Old Forester single barrel there?
That Oloroso was awesome. Yeah, I finished up my little pour. I've got one little pour left. I'm going to savor it. But yeah, I just poured some. This was my other sort of go-to. This is a rye whiskey, but everybody's got to have an everything go-to for a rye whiskey, especially if they want to, are making a lot of cocktails and all. To me, I actually would have rather had the bottle of the Old Forester rye whiskey, but I just happen to be out of it at the moment. But I got a couple of bottles of this Old Forester single barrel rye at barrel strength. That's another good thing. This is 128.7 proof single barrel rye whiskey. Came from Warehouse 6, Floor 3.
So
there, nothing beats a good rye whiskey and when you're mixing cocktails.
Yeah.
And some people like say that are rye whiskey fans. I mean, they even like it neat. But yeah, it's one of my favorites to have mixed cocktails with.
All right. So that brings us to
another surprise. What do you got going on?
I got a surprise. I'm going to pull it out my ass tonight, but I'm going for it. I'm going for broke, folks. I definitely is going for broke.
What's the chicken cock whiskey doing up there?
Well, we're talking about, I would say that chicken cock right here is another everything bourbon, a little bit pricey for it, but this bourbon this goes in anything. One of the favorite drinks of the distiller is to put this on the rocks. He loves to put that he gets some big ice, he pours it over the rocks. He'll drink it that way. He will drink it neat. He will drink it and he'll use it for a mixer. He even had a chef use it and make us bananas Forester.
Bananas Foster.
Yeah. Yeah, correct my fucking English. That's what you said. Yeah, Bananas Foster, not Forester, because that would be Bananas Forester. That would be a banana Forester. He'd be out there and cultivate. Anyways, Bananas Foster. But this is an everything bourbon too. Chicken cock. here's a shout out to the cock flock from Monday. It definitely is an everything bourbon also, but a little bit pricey at $60. I think if you're looking at $60, you're just not wanting to let that money go, as you know, you kind of got you're puckered. You got your anus puckered.
Most people
pouring
have got, it seems like they've gotten to the point, $40, $50.
That's okay.
Is okay on their price point for a good drinkable bourbon or whiskey. But once it seems like if you talking, with them, that once it steps up to 55, 60 or above that, people are, they're sort of watching.
All right.
Putting that money out on.
So I had my bourbons of the year. We're going to be doing this when you come up there. We're going to be talking bourbon of the year. Josh agrees with the single barrel. Amazing. Wisconsin got 3 single barrels of the 15 allocated in 2022 and in the entire country. Greg Schneider is one of the Greg Schneider is one of the nicest guys. He definitely is a friend of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, a friend of the Wisco Bourbon. It was I love their general brand. Initially, we've been drinking this now for 4 straight years, and Greg has been the major reason. And then to actually taste through this past Scotchy Bourbon Boys bus trip, to taste through the progression of the aging process and everything, it's just fucking amazing. All right, so now we are coming to the part of the podcast. We have this is the semifinals or the quarterfinals of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys Bourbon of the Year. So I challenged Super Nash on this particular podcast to come up with. We've been drinking the qualifications is it has to be from released this year. That's one thing. It should be bourbon. Although one year we decided to make Little Book, when it wasn't bourbon, the bourbon of the year. But that's beside the point. I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's my fucking podcast or our fucking podcast. But
Bourbon Boys.
So I've changed rules. Last year was if you go back to our podcast last year, that was pretty intense on what we were doing there.
Yeah.
But and it's got to be something what you think is the bourbon. It doesn't matter. Price is not an issue. We started off last year with a $300 bottle of of the Race King from Rabbit Hole, which is still spectacular to this day. You got some left in yours?
Oh yeah, sure do.
Yeah, that is a delicious bottle. But it ended up, for me, being the Spirit of French Lick, William Dalton Stave collection. That just does it for me. That's just kind of like, if I had to get married to a bourbon, I'm getting married to that bourbon right there. I'd be proposing to that. So I was tasting.
I was almost going to pick that William Dalton Wheated as one of my bourbon of the year, which I still hadn't ruled it out. I don't have to completely decide till I get up there that Thursday night, right?
Well, no. So it's what you bring, but you got to bring it. You got to bring what you're bringing. Hey, I know you're shipping.
Have you ever known me not to bring it?
Yeah. So I one of the things is we were talking about what we like and what we dislike in a little bit beforehand. So I know one that you're bringing and you're sending samples of that I agree with. I agree with your Knob Creek 18 year. I had that a good amount of that at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and that is a delicious. It's funny because 12 was better than 15, but those 15 barrels on the single barrel, those 15-year single barrels were fucking amazing when they were dropping them initially, and I think Knob Creek 18 approaches that level of just deliciousness of those single barrels. And it's funny because the 15 was too oaky for me.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna. There was too much of that. Those bitter wood tannins that I don't get excited about.
It was real light on the other flavors. That oakiness overpowered most everything in there.
And what does oakiness mean? It actually had this woody taste.
Yeah.
Taste that you were chewing on some wood bark. But the 18-year, which you'd think 3 more years of oakiness, like what the fuck? Why would I like this? But
yeah.
It's just spectacular.
No oakiness, lots of cherry and caramel. Oh my gosh!
I'm
much cherry. It's like a chocolate covered cherry.
So I can't. That I'm glad has made the thing. But my 2 that I'm putting in, and I'm announcing them tonight, are
you're down to your 2. So this is your announcement, and there won't be no changing, right?
That are going into the finals. I revisited a bunch of bourbon over the last 4 or 5 days. I went through. I was tasting. I even did I went out and got a new bottle of Woodford Double Oaked, which is spectacular, butterscotch, and it was right up there. It would have been in my top 4. But Hardin's Creek Jacob's Well.
What about
comes in this beautiful tin?
The Peerless Double Oak.
Yeah, but the Peerless Double Oak that I have is last year. So if you got this year's, fucker, bring it up. It was Peerless Double Oaks was in our conversation. I still have the samples. They're delicious, but I'm telling you, bring it up. If you got this year's, I thought
we poured out all your samples last year during the tasting of the Double Oak Peerless.
Really? I'm what you call. Let's see.
Have you got them alphabetically organized?
Here you go. This is what Super Nash does to me.
Wow.
He loves me. Hey, you sent up like 8 of them because it was part of it, but you wanted Young Nose to have some. You wanted me to have some, and I sent my samples down. I sent my samples with Young Nose, and he drank the fuckers.
Young Nose's samples, did you?
No.
Oh my God!
I sent Young Nose. No, fucker. I sent him his samples, and he drank them. We're doing a podcast on Saturday, and he goddamn drank them. He's like, the Double Oak's not there anymore. I'm like, what? He's like, I drank it.
Have you talked to him lately?
Yeah, I sent him a bottle of Silas Jones. His son's. He's got the bottle.
You did send him that bottle for his kid. You swore up and down you were going to open it and drink it.
I opened it and poured 2 samples and sent him the bottle, so he has the bottle. We're on for Saturday morning. Although I did send him the samples and he never ever acknowledged it. I hope he's still there.
I wonder, he didn't even get a chance to go see Greg when Greg was in Charleston last week, did he?
I don't know. He didn't say anything.
I know.
All right. So that Harding's Creek, Jacob's Well is my first one. Now, I have to do this for you and me, but my second one is Chanticleer. It is a finished bourbon in cognac. This is Chanticleer chicken
I'm
pie.
not going to let you do it. You
Why?
can't put in a finished bourbon.
What?
No.
Yeah.
No finished bourbons in Bourbon of the Year.
Yeah.
I'm shooting that down. No way.
You can shoot it down all you want, but you're going to be sucking it down when you come here.
Fuck that. No way. I will drink.
Do you hear that, Greg? Do you hear?
I'm going to drink the shit out of it, but I'm not going to let you put it in as Bourbon of the Year.
I can, because it's a finished bourbon. And you know what? Angel's envy exists, and that you just have to deal with that, fucker. Everybody on the planet thinks Angel's envy is somehow bourbon, and I just give in. I give in. Chanticleer is going to be coming up.
That's your two.
Those are my two. Now, I'm throwing one in and I'm throwing down. We also have to have another subcategory, and that's whiskey of the year. I know I'm just making you busy before you come up, but whiskey of the year.
Exactly.
It can happen.
Next year is going to be bourbon of the year, whiskey of the year, and rye of the year.
Oh, you know what my rye of the year was? Drank it all year long, and it's gone now.
Heaven's Door rye.
No, Booker's rye. That was my whiskey of the century.
That was so good.
Whiskey of the year, one of my whiskey of the year contenders. We could probably put Chanticleer into the whiskey of the year, and I'll come up with another bourbon. Fucking bastard. Anyways, here it comes. It's coming. This is
watch it now. No crotch shots.
This is my. I think this. If I have to go by all the whiskeys put together, this was by far the biggest. Well, you're gonna you got to bring up the whiskey, because this was insane. I even had it tonight. And this is my palate right here. This triple mash Jack Daniels is something special. I would have more, but we're going to have to drink this together.
Have you got a bottle of the Michter's Toasted Barrel Sour Mash whiskey?
I don't think so.
Damn.
Why?
Well, I can't send up no more samples. I'm out of bottles. But they should be here Sunday.
Well, don't send samples. Just send bottles.
Send the whole bottle. Send the whole fucking bottle.
Yeah, I just said the fucking whole bottle. That's what you used to do, fucker. Well,
I just sent up a few bottles, but you can't open them.
You know what's sad is you set up your shelving unit and everything, and it's all up and it's lit and it's beautiful, but yet you still have fucking whiskey and fucking cupboards and shit. So you need to bring some of that shit up so that your significant other doesn't get pissed at you when she wants to put pans in the kitchen.
Hey, keep quiet, because she's out there in the other room. Don't make me bring her in here.
Well, Sherry, get in here.
Sherry,
you act like up in the other room. You do not have an upstairs.
I mean, she's out there because I shut the door. She was busy doing some cleaning and stuff, helping me out, helping Super Nash out.
We just preed the whiskey bourbon of the year for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
Yeah.
So you didn't go over some of what you're thinking.
What? Where?
What?
Thinking about what?
Bringing and tasting. What are you bringing to put on the table?
Well, it just so happens a couple of months ago that I acquired a bottle of Old Fitzgerald 17-year-old bourbon. So I sent up some samples of that after opening it and tasting it and reviewing it for myself and comparing it to a couple of other bourbons that I had from this year. I decided to send up samples for that and possibly enter it as one of my bourbons of the year. Now, the other bourbon of the year that I sent up samples for is the Knob Creek 18-year, because, man, when we tasted that at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, nothing but just cherries and just creamy vanilla. What? Oh, yep, right there above his finger. Signed bottle. So
Not yet. It's gonna be when
I
we go
sent
down.
up samples of that to enter, but I've also I like the Booker's batch, the Kentucky tea.
I do too. It's up here. We'll throw
which is
that in.
2022-03 batch. To me, that was just when we did the Booker's podcast here the other week, it was just phenomenal to me.
I'm thinking
it hit
Roxy.
all the points that I like in a bourbon for flavor, aroma, the hug, the mouthfeel. It just hit every point.
I'm thinking Roxy blinds us on the. We'll taste through some of this stuff before.
Yeah,
What we got, and then we'll pick our two, and then Roxy blinds us on all four of them, and we pick the bourbons in the order where the two of us, you get 1 point for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do it, and whoever has the lowest score gets the bourbon of the year.
You have like the little colored dots that go on the glasses.
Oh, she's got that.
In the bottle.
We've done blind before, so we will do the first ever Super Nash tiny blind tasting. We've done it before with Young Nose. We'll do the first ever for the bourbon of the year. Just also note that you are going to bring up some Russell's 13. I did hear that, right? To put that in to see if
I said I was drinking on some Russell's 13.
Oh, you're sick. Well, you should bring some of that up because I thought Russell's 13 was one of the bourbons. It was close.
I left you half a bottle. Have you drank it?
No, that is 2021 Russells you left me, which is fine. But I've had 2022. If you bring up a couple of samples of that, I think you could put it in there.
All right.
Because
that's the bottle I've got open now is the set batch
2022. Yeah, and I had 2022 2 or 3 times in pours. I've been lucky enough to have pours, and it is fantastic. It was better, in my opinion. It was better than 2021. 2021 is good, but 2022, the caramel is it's turbocharged on that side.
Now you didn't want to put. See. I was about to say it, but Old Carter 1KY batch in there, but that's last year's.
Right.
And
there's no doubt last year.
2KY is from this year, but it didn't taste or match anything like the 1KY batch.
You're right.
So that's why I wouldn't put up any Old Carter this year.
Yeah, Old Carter at $300 is rough to be. It's a batch, I guess it could be in there. I mean, it could. There's no doubt, but it wasn't. It was good, but it wasn't the bourbon of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, so you see now, just so everybody knows, next Wednesday, Josh says he has a bottle of the KC18 that they are using for an upcoming tasting event. It was fantastic. I've got that bottle.
Gosh, you're definitely gonna love it. Wonderful.
We were part of the tasting events 2-3 times at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and that Knob Creek 18. It was something to go after. I mean, it's kind of like when you're tasting away. What was the other one at? Rabbit Hole. The Rabbit Hole pick was fantastic. I think the nose of the Cave Hill Rabbit Hole pick was the best nose of any whiskey I've ever smelled before in my life. No, I'm not saying it. Go ahead.
Said that Booker's 87 was the bottle of the year.
Yeah, I got my Booker's. I got the Booker's up there that we switched. It's up there on my. You see it up there? I believe it's one of there. It's up there. There it is. It's
there it is.
Right there.
Yep.
So I still have. I think you let me walk home with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that 87. That's right there. CT. If you're looking for something, but also one of the things that's coming out that could change if we could get a hold of it is Booker's has just released Pinky's batch.
Pinky's batch,
the 4th, but they're releasing a 5th at the distillery next Wednesday called Fred's Batch. And it's Fred Knows Pick. It's called Fred's Pick. And somehow we have to come up with a bottle of that.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I
Hey,
can't
you know,
be there next
Super Nash
Wednesday.
is going to be on the hunt. It's Christmas time, and that's what I do.
Yeah, we have to use every connection we got to see if we can pull some of that off.
Mhm.
All right. So that's what we got. Good turnout on Facebook tonight.
Absolutely.
We
Thank
had a
everybody
good-
for watching and tuning in. Facebook and YouTube Live. We definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Remember, just www.scotchybourbonboys.com for everything Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Find out everything about us. Whiskey and CT are new people. We'll be adding those people to the website.
Get all
real
your
soon.
swag, Scotchy Bourbon Boys, Glencairns, t-shirts. Have we got
Yep.
hats?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, a hat patch
Hey,
is a hard
you
thing
just
to do.
heard it here. Another first on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Soon to have hats in the future.
I've been working, I'm a hat guy. There's no
I know
doubt. And what I actually really had Buffalo Trace Antique 107 from this year because we were able to get so much of it.
Mhm.
I had it and I was tasting down and it got into probably my top 5 for this year. I mean, it was so
That
caramely
one,
and creamy.
that 107 is just, I love it. You know I do.
I couldn't put any of the maker's marks from the state of Ohio because you can't really make Ohio releases are fantastic but you can't make them your bourbon of the year because bourbon of
It's
the year
only
has to
released
be-
in Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just have specific Ohio releases. You can appreciate them, and we could have an Ohio bourbon, like Chris was saying. We should come up with the Ohio bourbon of the year, where you have the picks and the distilleries from Ohio putting out stuff and come up with that. But that's a different podcast. That's sure.
Another podcast.
And we have lots of those. So. All right, so
Josh, we appreciate you too, and we look forward to meeting up with you soon too.
Who was that?
Josh.
Yep, yeah, Josh.
From Wisco.
I just wish the world hadn't gone to shit because I used to go down to Wisconsin, back home.
You used to go down all the time, didn't you?
Yeah, 2-3 times a year. The only thing I went back for last year was my reunion. It was in and out. There's a lot of stuff happening in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's what she said. In and out.
In and out. That's what it is. And remember, check us out on all major podcast formats. Check us out on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. And then also make sure when you're checking out all the formats that you like, listen, comment, and leave good feedback. There's no doubt about it. It helps us out a lot. And make sure also that you subscribe. Subscribing is important.
Absolutely.
We once again, we keep our popularity. I think we're up to almost 43,000 followers on Facebook. Almost
awesome. Keep it up, guys.
I think we're at 5,200 YouTube followers, which is insane that we're there before the end of the year. And
wow,
things are going good. Check us out.
We were just shooting for like 150 YouTube subscribers about this time last year. You know what I mean?
Well, and then also
I did that big 10 bottle giveaway last year for Christmas just to get us over 100.
Yeah, and if you remember,
now we're over 5,000.
The goal was 1,000 this year, and when we were when we hit Kentucky Bourbon Festival, it was only 305. We were working hard, but not. And then and then we hit the greatest.
I did some insane advertising for for the YouTube page, back earlier in the summer.
Yep. And then but we hit Kentucky Bourbon Festival, left with 335. And all of a sudden those shorts kind of started hitting, and we started putting up the right stuff. And now we're looking at 5,220 it was today. We're getting instead of one
Cheers
every
and congratulations.
week, instead of one every week, we're getting 150, 200 every week. So appreciate it, everybody on YouTube. Keep watching. Love to have everybody. And remember, before I do that,
Gosh, that's awesome. They just hit 7,000 members.
7,000 members on what?
Wisco.
Subscribers on, Wisco on YouTube, on members on Facebook. I mean, our Facebook membership was 1,000 right now. And then also, but 42,000 followers on Facebook. So
Also, Core Hoff just said that 2XO was a great release for 22. And that was Dixon Dedman's initial release for his new brand, the 2XO.
Okay.
I've been seeing the bottles, but I've been wanting to talk to you about it, and all. Sort of a little bit reluctant about picking one up. I believe it's like right at about $119, about $120 MSRP for it.
Okay.
That's about the point that I'm seeing it. I might just have to grab one of those bottles.
Grab one up and bring it up.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Remember, good bourbon equals good times, good friends, and go out there and live your life dangerously.
Yes. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again for watching.
Little Steve-O will take us out.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die.
All right, there we go. Another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys in the books. Everybody, welcome for a little bit extra. Me and Supernash are hanging out a little bit after here. We're still live on YouTube and Facebook. I am going to do the saving of the podcasts. That's what I got to do. I mean, if I don't do this,
then it all goes to shit.
Well, it never went to shit because I always save it before I know myself.
That's what I was saying. If you didn't save it, then it would all go to shit.
Yeah, we're in like the 220th, maybe 30th episodes. So
I believe it's got to be close to the 230 mark.
For uploading, all right. This one's called the Everything Bourbon. What's Everything Bourbon? How about let's call it that? What's
your Everything Bourbon?
All right. Put that sucker in there. Building that episode. So go back to monitoring the YouTube. Anybody on YouTube or Facebook interested? If you're interested, check us out.
Core.
Yeah, Corey.
So I think tuning in tonight.
Where did he put that comment?
About the 2XO?
Yeah.
It's the last two comments.
Didn't get those for some reason. Was it Corey Webb that said it?
No, Core Hoff.
Oh, okay. Maybe you're on YouTube.
Facebook.
I'm gonna check out my YouTube.
Yeah, I'm
We're
on
still
Facebook.
live there. Let's go here. The Everything Bourbon. So Mike V was also some of the chats on the YouTube came up on the that is just
On the
weird.
live stream.
Yeah. Welcome to live chat. One person right now. Yeah, there's one person right now, and Mike V commented, but he also commented the same comment on YouTube. So I'll go back to YouTube, see what's going on. So what do you watch YouTube? What are you watching it through? The Scotchy Bourbon Boys, or are you watching it through Jeffrey Mule?
I'm on Facebook.
Yeah,
Your Facebook page.
my Facebook page.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Yeah. Ooh, 6 people. Let's see.
Yeah, we got 6 people in here.
Yeah. I wonder if you can actually comment. You can't. So that's the thing. Unless you're on my stream, you can't actually comment. Like you hit comments. Wait, let's just go that way. Oh, look at that. Facebook. Yeah, there it is. That is weird. So all the comments were there except for his, and now yeah, Josh of Wisconsin Bourbon said he wants to try the 2KO too. So yeah, maybe if you can pick one of those up, Super Nash, that would be great to put in there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I think I know where one's sitting at that I'll go by tomorrow and pick it up.
So what are we sipping on going into this? Have you cracked open your bourbon 30 bottle yet?
No.
It's just such a cool bottle.
I know. I don't want to tear the wax on it.
So I was showing look at this Hardin's Creek comes with a whole
it comes with a pamphlet, yeah, a story pamphlet.
If it wins, I'll read the whole damn thing to everybody.
Oh shit. I hope it don't win now. Just for that reason, to have to sit through that antagonistic bullshit. We know how you get when you're reading that little small fine print.
I'm putting it back in its tin.
Reading with Tiny.
Old fucker reading with Tiny. That's what that is.
Imagine that.
That's just such a cool.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest marketing packages I've ever seen in the whiskey world.
So you're making me pull back my Chanticleer.
Yep. Not accepting it.
You do realize if I could, I would put this right here. That would be my pick.
What is that?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Well, now's the time. You need to have so now that you're an official part of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, official. So yeah. I challenge you to sell 30 bottles of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. William.
Oh, a challenge.
I need you to sell 30 bottles of that William Dalton Scotchy Bourbon Boys barrel pick.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to do something. I'm leaving a little bit of this for you when you come back so you can remember but I'm going to do it right now.
That's all that's left is a little bit.
That's all that's left, but I just do.
What are you going to leave me the aroma in the bottle?
No, we're going to split this when you come back up. When you go.
Oh yeah.
I had a little bit tonight just before.
Mm-hmm.
And the butterscotch has like tripled.
Wow.
It's
Can you
unbelievable.
imagine what it's going to taste like when you get that bottle home and open it and then pour some in a glass and let it air out just a little bit? It's going to
I'm just going to be able to imagine when I get those 200 bottles that I have and wonder how the fuck I'm going to move 200 bottles. It's like,
we'll do it.
Josh can help me. Josh, if you want to help me move some bottles of that William Dalton, our barrel pick for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, feel free to help me move some of those. I would.
When are you going to do pre-sales?
I already did the first part of the pre-sale. I'm going to be putting it up again.
Okay.
Remember we did the Black Friday thing?
Yeah. Well,
I know
you around Black
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, you were I had it, whatever. We did sell 32 bottles already, but that's still, I gotta,
That's 170 bottles away.
yeah, which is not a problem. I mean, it's not, once I get this one, this is a whole different animal of how to do a barrel pick. But once we get that date, me and you have to organize because you have to be there for the pickup.
Okay.
You got to be in Indiana with me. We're going to have a party.
Absolutely.
With Alan. I might roll around in the snow, with no shirt on, getting my ass kicked.
Not if I can help it. Keep your shirt on.
Yeah. I've scarred you already.
I don't think I can be scarred anymore. So
all right. So what's our last pour? What do you think we should have?
Oh well, I'm still sipping actually what I started out with. Check out the color on that.
Yeah, the Statesman.
Nope. No, this is in my Kentucky Bourbon Trail rocks glass.
Okay.
And this has got nothing to do with what I brought to the table tonight. This is actually a Michter's 10-year bourbon. Look at that gorgeous color. Oh my gosh. This is just wonderful. You should have a sample down there.
A Michter's?
Mm-hmm. The Michter's 10-year.
I drank that a long time ago.
You said that so sadly. I drank it a long time ago.
Here. Should I drink this? I never had this.
Oh my gosh, you've never had that?
Nope.
That's one of Greg's favorites. The Chicken Cock 10-year. Maybe that's what I should do, is send up samples of the Chicken Cock 10-year, Michter's 10-year, Basil Hayden 10-year.
Yeah. All right. There we go.
Oh, we could even throw in Eagle Rare because it's a 10-year.
So Cor Hoff said that he'll buy one of our picks. So that's perfect. Now you only have to sell 29 more, Super Nash.
Awesome. I think, yeah. Thanks, Cor.
Yeah.
For contributing to my 30 bottle sale.
Yeah, because that's what you're just going to buy, 30 bottles, and you got to sell them.
You're gonna find me on a street corner with a wagon, wagon full of bourbon.
With the people there is no doubt you should have selling 30 bottles should be like going into the bathroom and taking a piss.
I love the confidence you have in me.
But I don't see
Super Nash.
I think you could sell way more than 30 bottles.
Oh yeah. But then you'd have to hire me on as a sales agent.
You're hired on already, fucker. Yeah.
How'd you like that?
It's caramel, it's bourbon, like defining moments, one of those that 10-year. I mean, Greg's palate is our palate. There's no doubt about it. There's really nothing he puts out that I think, he'll tell you what I mean, he's honest as shit.
You do realize, of course, that Chanticleer,
Mm-hmm.
that's the only chicken cock that I have yet to be able to obtain.
Oh, I sense a little bit of jealousy for once.
Yeah.
You do realize if you want to attain it, you just go to the Chicken Cock website and you click a button,
Yeah.
drop $500, and it's yours.
$99.99, and I'm taking that home. Sold to the man.
You're gonna fucking. I know what you're gonna fucking
Sold
do.
to the man in the Old Forester shirt.
And you can do this, but you probably could take that home in your stomach.
Get in my belly.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, brother.
All right, I'm gonna take us down to stop recording. We'll first stop recording.
Cheers, everybody at Facebook and YouTube Live.
Okay, we're gonna take down